morning guys and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today is going to be a bullet journal update. So I'm going to be talking about my planning system basically, but mostly focusing on the bullet journal, which I will explain why I said that in just a moment. But yeah, if you haven't seen all my other bullet journal / planning videos, you should totally check them out. I have them all in a playlist, which I will put right up here. I don't know. Somewhere. I will put in the cards above. And also I will link it below. But you should totally watch that. I've been bullet journaling for I think 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in February, and then I'll have I officially bullet journaled in an empty book starting May. So May will be 2 years officially, I guess. But anyway, I've been bullet journaling a long time, and that means lots of things have changed over the years. My first bullet journal was in the notes pages of a passion planner, which is actually my most watched video, so that's fun. And a lot of people really liked the way that I did that and the way that I set that up. I don't have that with me, so I can't show that to you right now. But the way that I set that up was as each page was like a template that I could use over and over again, that exact page with sticky notes usually. And that was helpful for a while, but I quickly outgrew it and switched over to bullet journal full-time in May. Full-time? All the way in May. My first bullet journal was this one, I think. It is just in the Leuchtturm 1917 and it's gray. I had a money tracker that I never used, a car maintenance that I never used. I basically had all of the pages and trackers that I could find on Pinterest or whatever, because I was really excited to be bullet journaling, and so I just kind of put everything in here that I rarely ever use. So this page was tracking TV shows that I wanted to watch, which I didn't do very much of at all on this page, so it was just kind of a waste of time. It became too much, you know? And then this was my first month, and I planned it like this, which was way different than anything that would have been smart and helpful. But I did, this page. I did dailies like this. I did a line and then a to-do list, and then the next day I'd do another colored line with the date and the to-do list and etc. I didn't really plan in advance. This was birthdays. I didn't really plan in advance, but that's what worked for me at the time. And then this was gratitude, and never finished it. You know, so this was sleep. That was a waste of numbers, you know? It just was a struggle. It was really fun doing this bullet journal, but there weren't a lot of pages that I actually used and wanted, you know, and that I liked. And some of them were just drawing pages, which is fine. I tried lots of different weekly spreads. I tried this one, which I liked. I think I did a whole flip through of this, and I will link that below. But basically I was just getting the hang of it, trying out different spreads, different weekly plans, different daily plans, and this is what it was towards the end, which is just a jumbled mess that makes no sense. Yeah, that's just kind of how I planned everything in here. It was really hard to manage, which is not what a bullet journal is supposed to be. I just needed a little bit more structure. I kind of got the hang of it at the end, but then when I wanted to change it up, I was out of pages, so I went ahead and started my next one. My next one was this black bullet journal, and it's the Leuchtturm 1917 collaboration, I guess, with bullet journal with so it has bullet journal, and it's made to be a bullet journal. So it had an index, and it had a future log page, future log pages already set up. So that was this one. And this one I decided to do differently than the first one. I decided to make it a little bit more structured and planned out. So I have a bunch of video things that I don't want you to see right there. And then I planned things that I actually used and needed. I planned, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. Well, I surpassed my reading challenge on Goodreads. So if you're not friends with me on Goodreads, you should totally be friends with me. But this was where I tracked it on paper also, which honestly, looking back on it, was a waste because I track it on Goodreads anyway. I can just go look there. I don't have to have it on paper. So I don't know, just it was kind of a lot of that, where I was tracking it in multiple places, like in my bullet journal, but also on somewhere that was digital and that couldn't ever get lost. And I just found it kind of pointless. My months looked like this, which was super nice, and I really did like it, but often they would remain blank, and I kind of stayed with the whole line. I kind of stayed with the whole line and to-do list thing, but like I said, it was really hard to plan ahead, and it just kind of stayed the same for like a long time. I think I switched at some point. I did a different one with July, so I started getting like uncomfortable again with like what I was doing, and I had time to work through it, and I wanted to change it to more of like a journaling thing. So I did like a daily journal and then like a weekly, I guess like a weekly section where I just kind of like wrote everything, and that was fun for a while. And then I also had like planning pages and journaling. So basically what it turned into was like journaling for the week and then like planning videos and planning other things. And this was like a school spread that I needed at the time. And then this was an event that I planned, and this was another video that no it isn't, this is a packing list. And then I planned Instagram, I planned content, I journaled. So it like just became something different. And then in August, I freaking love giraffes. In August, I stayed with the same like monthly thing, and it went to like journaling and content planning. And a lot of what happened with the journaling especially is I would miss like 4 days in a row of journaling, and I would have to catch up one day, and it just seemed like almost a waste to do that. And so yeah, and then I took notes at meetings, and then here's September with the same thing. Oh, there's this. So what I noticed happening was I wouldn't fill out any of the pages of journaling, and I would just content plan, or even like my content planning like wasn't working out either. In September, I decided I didn't want to bullet journal like this anymore. I had switched, when I started journaling in here, I had found a task manager that I talked about in my productivity video, which I will link, you know, above and below. Todoist. So I logged all my to-dos in a task managing app, Todoist, and it just made it a lot easier to work with that. Because I could schedule tasks in advance and then not have to remember them. See, the way that I structured my bullet journal didn't make that easy for me, and I needed it to be easy for me. I started trying to plan how I wanted my bullet journal to actually look when I got a new one, because I was running out of actually I have quite a bit in here. I was running out of pages that would be like enough to finish out the year, you know, so I just kind of wanted to start fresh and like go ahead and get a new bullet journal. And so because I wasn't planning like my days and my weeks, I kind of was planning my months, but not like a lot in here, I decided to make my bullet journal into something a little bit different. So I got the blue Leuchtturm 1917. Yeah, so when I got my bullet journal, my next bullet journal, I decided that what I wanted to do was go back to like a regular planner for like my planning, my day-to-day life, because what I found with my task manager is that I had a lot of things that would pile up on like the same days, especially in school. So what I needed was a place to write to-do lists that were like for the whole week. I don't know, it just felt better. So what I did was I ordered a Christian planner, which is the company that I ordered it from. I ordered a Christian planner, and I put a sticker on this also, and it's just black because I'm boring. And it's a more structured planner, but basically what it comes with like the monthly spread, and then it comes with like a fancy like spiritual notes page, and then a weekly thing. And this is the part that I was most interested in when I picked up this planner, is because it is a space for like a big to-do list basically, and like appointments and whatever. So a lot of the times my appointments end up in my task manager anyway, and then I'll just put it on here. So this is mostly for like a structured place where I can just go plug things in instead of having to like creatively plan my day. But anyway, so now you might be wondering, what do you do with your bullet journal then? Why do you still have a bullet journal if you went back to a regular planner and or a task managing app? Good question. So my bullet journal remains my content planner. I plan my content in my bullet journal. And by content, I mean like my YouTube videos, my blog posts, my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts, and I also plan like big projects, and I guess we could consider this content, but it's not as structured, I guess. Like when I work on like big novels, or yeah, so like my NaNoWriMo stuff is in here. So these are my content things for November and December. November is done and December is now. These November and December include videos, blog posts, and Facebook posts. I have a quick video plan, like I said. And then my NaNoWriMo tracker is right here, which I go in depth in my NaNoWriMo video, which you'll see at the end of this month. I know NaNoWriMo's in November, just disregard. You'll see it at the end of the month, don't worry. But I go in depth on that in there. And then here was a specific video I planned that you've already seen, How to Survive Hell Week. That was last week, so I hope that you go watch that. And yeah, that's basically what I use my planner, or my bullet journal for, is for content planning and like big project planning. It kind of turned less into a bullet journal and more into just like a notebook that I put things in, which I guess is kind of disappointing, but it works for me, and I still call it my bullet journal, even though I don't necessarily like do the traditional bullet journaling in this notebook. So that is my new planning system, and my task managing app is really helpful. And unfortunately throughout December I have to continue using like a sticky note to write my to-do list, because this doesn't start till January of 2019, but that's okay. And that's what we have. So I like the way that I do it. So that's the thing that I really like about bullet journals. I know that I just came out with a bullet journal video in the last few months, but that was a video I filmed a long time ago, and I still agreed with everything then. I think it was over the summer that I put it out. I filmed it like several months before that even, and I was still really in love with the bullet journaling process and everything, and I still am. I still think it's so fun, but it just wasn't practical. But this notebook that I call my bullet journal, even though I don't bullet journal in it necessarily, is still a place where I can plan things in my own creative way, instead of like having a structure for these types of things that I plan in there. I know that I bought like a regular planner for a more structured thing, but what I'm saying is I still like the bullet journal, and maybe one day I'll go back to regular bullet journaling, but right now my bullet journal is just like my content planner, and that's kind of it. That is my bullet journal update for the end of 2018. So in the last 2 years of me bullet journaling, it has changed dramatically. It has gone from being like template pages in the back of a regular planner to like a full-blown bullet journal with lots of things, to like journaling, to this, to to-do lists and all kinds of craziness. And now I'm going back to like a regular planner almost, but having a bullet journal like on the side for creative planning. So it's really fun doing things that way, and it's also just really rewarding. Like if I have time to like sit down and plan things, that's what I do. And it also will last me, I think, a lot longer, because I won't be planning like other days in it. It'll only be like content. I guess that's all that I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe so you can join my family. Hit the little bell to get notified whenever I post a video so you won't miss it. And that's it. So have a great morning, and if I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.